Welcome to Tally Help videos. In this video, you will learn the simple process of making e-payments from your bank account to the beneficiaries using Tally Prime. E-payments is a delightful feature that makes the process of making payments to various beneficiaries easier. Right from creating a bank and party ledgers to recording a payment transaction and reconciling it in Tally Prime, the process is carried out in 5 steps. The first step is creating a bank ledger. Press Alt-G, select Create Master, press Enter, select Ledger and press Enter. In the ledger creation screen, enter the name of the ledger. Let us consider that we are creating this ledger for a bank named National Bank. Then select Bank Accounts. Now enter bank account details. By default, Tally Prime will take the active company's name as the account holder's name. You can change it if needed. Enter account number and IFS code. Enter SWIFT code if applicable. Under bank name, select the bank corresponding to the account number you have entered. Let us consider that your account is in HDFC Bank, India. Once you select the bank, you can see the option Enable e-payments under Bank Configuration. Specify branch. Now set Enable e-payments to Yes. An information screen appears which says that you need to contact your bank relationship manager to enable e-payments in Tally Prime. To view the contact details of the banks in Tally Help, press Yes. As you can see, the Tally Help page with the information has opened. You may also click No to proceed if you do not want to access the information. Now, enable Set Alter e-payments configuration. The e-payments configuration for HDFC Bank India screen opens. In this screen, the configurations specific to the selected bank will be available. For HDFC Bank, the screen appears like this. However, if you have account in some other bank, say Kotak Mahindra Bank, then the screen will have different configurations. Kotak Mahindra Bank supports payment in batches. So, this screen contains the Generate Payment Instructions in Batches field. Let us continue with the configurations for HDFC Bank. Specify product code based on the relevant choice as agreed with the bank. Let us consider that it is payment type. In the product code details screen, specify the product codes provided by the bank. The option Export Upload Payment Instructions in Voucher Creation is set to No. If you want to send the payment instructions to the bank at the time of saving the voucher, then set this option to Yes. Allow export of transactions with mismatch in bank details is also set to No. This will ensure that the transactions in which the bank details do not match the ones specified in the party ledger will be considered as exceptions in the e-payments report. In the e-payments report, thereafter, you can make the necessary corrections. It is recommended that you retain this configuration so that you can easily identify discrepancies in your transactions and take necessary actions. Folder path for payment instructions is the path on which the payment instruction files will be exported. It has already been specified. However, you can change the folder path as per your preference. And as you can see, the default path has also been specified under Folder Path for New Intermediate Files. You can change it too. Similarly, you can change the folder path for the imported intermediate files. If the feature that involves intermediate files is not supported for the bank you have selected, then the relevant options will not be available on the screen. press Enter. Enter the mailing details and tax registration details as applicable and press Ctrl A to save the ledger. The next step is creating a party ledger for your beneficiary. In the ledger creation screen, enter the name of the beneficiary and select Sundry Creditors from the list of groups. Set Provide Bank Details to Yes. Press Enter and the bank details for party screen appears. Here, you can also provide multiple bank details for a beneficiary. Press F12 and set Allow Multiple Beneficiary Details to Yes. Press Ctrl A to save the setting. As you can see, the field Reference ID has started appearing on the screen. Specify reference ID for your reference. For instance, let us call it Primary. This will help you identify the bank account while passing the transaction. In the transaction type, select eFund Transfer and press Enter. Now enter account number and IFS code of the party's bank account. Select the bank in which the party has account from the list of banks and press Enter. Specify a different reference ID. Let us call it Secondary. Select eFund Transfer and provide all the bank account details. Now you have an option to set as default. You can set this option for the bank account preferred by the beneficiary for receiving payments. If you do not set any account as default, then the first bank account details in the list will be considered as default. Press Ctrl A to save the party ledger. Now you can record a payment voucher. Press Alt G, create voucher, press F5. Under Account, select the bank ledger that you created. In the Particulars field, select the party ledger created for the beneficiary. Enter the amount and press Enter. The bill-wise details for party screen opens. Select Bill References as applicable and press Enter. If you are making a payment against some bill, then you can select the Against reference by selecting the appropriate bill against which this payment is being made. For this instance, let us select On Account and press Enter. Press Enter again. Now you can see the bank allocation screen where the bank account details provided and set as default in the party ledger are pre-filled. Press Enter. Enter the narration and save the transaction. Now, let us export the transaction to generate the payment file. Open the ePayments report. Press Alt G, type and select ePayments and press Enter. The transaction with complete information will be in ready for sending to bank. If there are transactions in which account details like account number and IFS code of the party are not entered, then they will appear in transactions with incomplete bank details. And if the bank account details like account number and IFS code of the party in the transaction do not match the ones provided in the party ledger, then the transaction will appear in transaction with mismatch in bank details with masters. Drill down on these sections and you can then make corrections for the transactions. For transactions under Transaction with Mismatch in Bank Details with Masters, you can also accept as is. Subsequently, the transactions will start appearing in the Ready for Sending to Bank section. Now, press Escape and drill down on Ready for Sending to Bank and you can see the transaction that we had just recorded. Now, let us export the payment instructions for the transaction. Select the transaction. You can also select multiple or even all the transactions to export. Click Export on the top menu and then click Payment Instructions. The Exporting Payment Instructions screen appears. Click Send. A message confirming the generation of payment file appears, showing the file name and location. As you can see, the payment file has got exported to the location you had set while creating the bank ledger. Once the export is completed, the transaction will move to Transactions Sent to Bank Unreconciled. The next step is reconciling the payment. To reconcile the payment, you need to upload the exported file on the bank portal and authorize the transaction. The procedure of authorization differs from bank to bank depending on the setup on bank portal, as some banks have systems such as single or multiple verifiers and authorizers. You need to authorize the transaction on the bank portal. Once the transaction is processed, you can download the intermediate file or the reverse file. Save the file in the folder path specified for the imported intermediate files and then import the file in Tally Prime to reconcile the transaction. Go to ePayments, Report and drill down to Transactions Sent to Bank Unreconciled. As you can see, the transaction is under the section. Click Import. Then click Intermediate File. The Import Intermediate File screen opens. Under File Selection, you can either specify path or select from Drive. This will be the path in which the imported intermediate file is stored. Once you import the file, the transaction will get reconciled. You can see the reconciled transaction in the bank reconciliation report. Press Alt-G, type or select Bank Reconciliation and press Enter. Select the bank ledger from the list of bank ledgers. For this instance, it is National Bank. Bank Reconciliation for National Bank opens. Press Ctrl B. The Basis of Value screen opens. Set Include Reconciled Transactions to Yes. As you can see, the transaction that we just reconciled is available here. In addition, you can see the bank date, which means that the transaction is reconciled. Alternatively, you can also see the updated reconciliation details in the voucher under the bank allocation details. As you saw, Tally Prime provides you with a simple and seamless experience to make e-payments to your beneficiaries and then reconcile the transactions by importing the intermediate files. As a result, the e-payments report in Tally Prime gets updated. You can find the list of banks for which Tally Prime supports e-payments on Tally Help. As you can see on the screen, you can refer to the topic Contact Details of Banks for e-payments. If your bank is listed, then you can contact your bank relationship manager to enable this facility in Tally Prime and enjoy its benefits. To learn more, you can refer to the topic E-Payments in Tally Prime on Tally Help.